Guys, what's up and welcome to this new lesson by me, Krishnan Nair. And this lesson will basically see previous year questions which have been asked from the Way Optics chapter in the examination of AIIMS. So we'll start off with a question of YDSC, that is Young's double slit experiment, and we'll see some question based on intensity and how does intensity depends on path difference and phase difference. And lastly, we'll see a very important question on visibility. That is a concept which many students don't know. So without any further delay, let's begin. Alright, so as usual, before beginning, let me just briefly introduce myself. So I'm Krishnan Nair, like I previously mentioned, and I did my BTech in Electrical Engineering from IIT Madras, and I also secured All India rank 321 and 355 in the JEE Advanced and the JEE Main exam back in the year 2010. And I currently teach for competitive exams like JEE, NEET, KVPY, Olympiads, etc. at Resonance Quota, and you can follow me at this link www.unacademy.com/user/@RKN. This is me, by the way. Okay, so let's start off with a very recently asked question that is from AIIMS 2017. Now, two slits are separated by a distance of 0.5 millimeter and illuminated with wavelength lambda is equal to 6000 angstrom. If the screen is placed at 2.5 meters from the slits, the distance of the third bright fringe from the center will be. We are interested in the third bright fringe from the center. So as usual, pause the video, attempt the question, and then we'll discuss the solution. Alright, so I hope that you have solved the question. So here you have to basically know these two concepts in order to answer this. First, you need to know what a fringe width is, what is the formula for fringe width, and you should also know how the position of various maxima and minima are with respect to central maxima. Okay, so fringe width is given by beta, as you all know. It is given by lambda capital D by small d, and the nth maxima means nth maxima after the central maxima. So central maxima is considered zeroth maxima. The maxima that comes after central maxima is first maxima, second maxima, so on. So nth maxima is at a distance of n beta from the center, and nth minima is at a distance of 2n minus 1 beta by 2. Now these two things are something that you need to remember. Now, if you know these three formulas, then it's just a simple formula substitution. You know lambda, you know capital D, you know small d. Just find beta, that is your first step. And once you find beta, then distance of third bright fringe is very simple. You substitute into this formula. And when you substitute here, you have to find third bright fringe. So you'll use this formula, not this, because you need maxima. Bright fringe corresponds to maxima, dark fringe, if it were dark fringe, then it would have corresponded to minima. So you use n beta, 3 into beta will be equal to 9 millimeters. So option D would be your correct answer. Alright, so remember these formulas, and in future if a question with minima is asked or dark fringe is asked instead of bright fringe, then you can use this formula for answering. So you can also notice that I have not drawn the diagram. So as such, generally drawing the diagram helps, but you should also be able to solve question without diagram, because some questions are purely formula based. So drawing diagram at least wastes some 15 to 20 seconds. So if you can solve a question without a diagram, then that will be very helpful in the examination. So be accustomed to, just solving via formulas. All right. So next question is assertion reason. Generally assertion reasons are pretty tricky. Let's check out this one. So assertion is 2-point coherent sources of light S1 and S2 are placed on a line as shown in the figure. P and Q are 2 points on that line. If point P maximum intensity is observed, then maximum intensity should be observed at Q. That is the assertion. Now the reason given is in the figure of assertion, the distance S1P minus S2P. S1 and S2 are sources, and P and Q are the points that we are talking about, is equal to distance S2Q minus S1Q. All right. And these are the four options that you have to check, the standard assertion reason options. So as usual, pause the video, attempt the question, and then we'll discuss the solution. Alright, so I hope that you have attempted the question. So here, in order to find, solve this question, you need to know the dependence of resultant intensity on path difference. That is very, very important. Now we know that if the path difference is same, the resultant intensity will be same because phase difference will be the same. If path difference is same, which means that phase difference is same. If phase difference is same, then resultant intensity at 2 points which have same phase difference, that will also be same. Now, what is the reason S1P minus S2P? Basically, if you S1P is this distance, S2P is this distance, if you subtract them, you get S1 minus S2. Similarly, S2Q is this distance and S1Q is this distance. If you subtract them like this, then you will get again S1, S2. So these two reason is definitely true, but is this the correct explanation? Now that is the question. Okay. Hence, if maximum intensity is observed at P, the maximum intensity will be observed at Q. Why can I say that for sure? Because S1P minus S2P is equal to S2Q minus S1Q. These two are nothing but path difference at point P and Q. If path differences are same, as you can see here, phase differences will be same. If phase difference is same, then intensity here at both the places will be same. Now, if one of the intensity, that is at point P, if it is maximum, then here also it will have to be maximum because at both the points, intensities will always be same. Hence, if maximum intensity is observed with P, then maximum intensity will also be observed at Q. So, option will be A. It's not shown here. Option will be A. Assertion is correct, reason is correct, and also the explanation is correct. All right. So let's see in this question here, the intensity ratio of maxima and minima in an interference pattern produced by two coherent sources of light is 9:1. The intensities of the used light sources are in the ratio. So you know the maximum and the minimum intensity ratio, and you need to find the intensity of the light source ratio. All right. So the concept that you need to know is resultant intensity due to phase difference. And anyways, just pause the video, attempt the question, and then we'll discuss the solution. All right. So I hope that you have attempted the question. So here you should know the basic formula of intensity, that is I is equal to I1 I2 plus 2 root I1 I2 cos phi. Let original intensities be I1 and I2. Now we know that Imax by Imin is 9:1. Okay. Now you should also know that Imax will be happening when cos phi will be equal to 1, and at that point this formula will reduce to root I1 plus root I2 whole square, and Imin will reduce to root I1 minus root I2 whole square, because cos phi will become -1 for minima, and you can see it will convert to a whole square like this. So Imax is this and Imin will become this. Okay, from this formula, when you substitute the value of cos, and you get these. Now you know the ratio of Imax by Imin, 9:1. So you substitute this formula back here, and you take the square root on both sides, and if you solve it like I solved it right here, you can get the ratio of I1 by I2, which is what you were supposed to find, I1 by I2. Okay, it will come out to be 4:1. So option B will be your correct answer. So you could see that it's a bit tricky question, involves a bit of sort of tricky mathematics. Okay, you need to know the concept of squaring and appropriately finding the ratio and then solving it. So not very hard, but yeah, some students might have some problem in this. So that was asked in AIIMS 2016, by the way. And let's see our last question. Here two coherent sources. Here two coherent sources with intensity ratio beta produce interference. The fringe visibility will be. Now here is something tricky. Maybe many of you probably don't know what fringe visibility is, but even if you don't know, just try to think, at least guess which of the following options are correct. So please, as usual, pause the video, attempt the question, and then we'll discuss the solution. All right. So first is, here they asked a very concept based on visibility, which is generally not asked in competitive exams, right? So here, dependence of visibility on individual. First, we need to see what is visibility and how does it depend on individual intensity, and also dependency of visibility on the intensity ratio. Okay, all these two things are important. Now we are given that the intensity ratio is beta. Okay, so always remember visibility is defined like follows. So it is simply Imax plus Imin divided by Imax minus Imin. What is Imax and Imin? Maximum intensity and minimum intensity that can be produced using the two individual sources. Okay, that is how visibility is defined. Okay, higher this quantity, that is, for example, if I max minus I min, okay, it's basically the higher this quantity, higher will be the visibility. Fine. So if you were to calculate another formula that you can remember to calculate visibility is 2 times under root I1 I2 upon I1 plus I2. So now I1 is equal to beta times I2, that is given from here. So when you substitute I1 in terms of I2 in the formula of visibility in this equation, you'll get visibility is equal to 2 times root beta upon beta plus 1. Okay, so that is how you should solve it. Or you can also solve it in another way, that is, you can assume the intensities to be in the ratio beta I and I, that will also satisfy the intensity ratio of beta. And then you again use this formula, this is more important. You substitute the individual values of I1 and I2 and you'll again get visibility as 2 root beta upon beta plus 1. Now many of you probably didn't know how to solve this question because you didn't know what visibility is. Always remember these two formulas. In future, this formula can also be used for calculation of visibility. So that's pretty much it from my side in this video. I hope you really liked this. If you did like it, then please let me know by rating this video, reviewing this and recommending this. And you can also click on the enroll button and the upvote button. And if you have any queries, doubt or feedback, please comment away in the comment section. And now there is new option for messaging me personally as well. So if you have any other questions that you would like to clarify or ask me personally, then please use the messaging option by Unacademy. And lastly, share this video to as many people as possible so that those who cannot afford quality coaching are not left behind. And last but not the least, please rate the videos 5 stars so that it really motivates me to make more and more awesome videos for you guys. So that's pretty much from me in this video. In the next lesson, we'll see previous year questions of AIIMS asked from the chapter of wave optics. So till then, bye-bye.